Hey y'all, it's Mary Lemuse. I know, it's been literally since like January since I recorded a video. I'm not gonna lie, I got highly discouraged when YouTube disabled monetizations for smaller channels, and then it was like I'm doing all this work. I gotta buy the stuff to do tutorials with, and like I can't even get paid for it. So I just decided to focus on my TV show reviews. I'm not gonna be doing, elaborate hair and makeup tutorials. A bitch is just gonna stick to the cheap stuff. And I really enjoy, talking about TV and, different TV shows. I watch a lot of different TV shows. So it just seems like a better fit for me to just stick with the TV reviews. So here we are, Insecure Season 3. Insecure is finally back. One of our favorite Black Girl Magic TV shows is finally back. So we start off tonight's episode. Boy, we see Daniel getting it the fuck in. Yo, he is beating the brakes off of who we assume to be Issa. Not really. The camera pans to Issa. She is actually on the couch. Remember at the end of last season where she showed up at Daniel's house and she was like, I'll sleep on the couch? Yeah, so she's been sleeping on Daniel's couch for about the past 2 weeks. And he is getting busy in his bedroom. Okay, y'all, is it just me or does Daniel look like a chocolate version of Wolverine? Like, Daniel is everything. Do you hear me? He is everything. So Issa's looking all salty. She leaves out the house while Daniel is mid-stroke and she goes to drive Lyft. So in the morning when she and Daniel are both passing through the bathroom, she's like, hey, did you know that I was here last night? And Daniel's like, yeah. Issa's like, oh, okay. Issa, where you about to fuck up is you've been sleeping on this man. You know what? We not even finna get into that. We'll talk about that as the story progresses. So at work, Issa's old co-worker who she was like closest to, I do not remember old girl's name, but she's the one who got the promotion over Issa last season, and she's going around making her rounds, making sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to do. The people that are not in the field, old boy from last season, he's also no longer in the field. So Issa asked her, hey, do you want to ask our boss, Joanne, if, when I'll be able to get back in the field? And old girl is like, I'm really not trying to fuck up my promotion with this bitchy boss and her negative attitude just because you are trying to get back into the field. Okay, so I'm just going to say that's a no. So that's not really how their conversation went, but it was just that, yeah, I'm not really trying to rock the boat, it was just a very, in my opinion, it was just a very passive way of saying, no, I'm not gonna try to see about you getting back in the field. Issa picks up Molly from the airport. Molly has been on vacation. She quit her job. She took a vacation just to recharge and refocus. Now she is back and Issa picks her up. They go to a diner and Issa tells Molly how Daniel's just parading all these girls around the house. Like, bitch, can you believe he is fucking all these girls in his own house where I live rent-free? Issa says she's been living with Daniel for 2 weeks and she's just focused on getting her money up so she can leave. Molly's like, look, you remember you can always stay with me even though you broke my base when you stayed with me in 05. Holding on to that petty shit. Of course, I would have did the same thing. Blast from the past. Dro calls Molly while she's out and she doesn't take the call. Molly says she's just been blooping, blamming, bloop, everything that doesn't fit her purpose. These niggas, relationships, jobs, anything that does not help her elevate. She is just like dismissing it all right now. Can you be mad at her? Molly says she's for real on some know better, do better type shit this time around. And Issa's like, oh, okay, that's cool. You gonna do that with Drodo? Sis? Since you know better, do better, you gonna do that with your main Achilles heel? Molly's like, he is just a fuck buddy. I'm not stunting him. We do what we do, and that's that. So we cut to the show within a show. You know how every single season there's always a TV show that the characters are always watching. This TV show seems to be like a kind of like reminiscent of like a 90s sitcom, and Erica Alexander, who played Maxine Shaw in Living Single, yes, she is one of the characters. So Daniel pops over, who I'm assuming is his sister's house. She's braiding hair, and he tells his sis that, you know, Issa is staying with him. And the sister's like, so you not with old girl Vanessa no more? Daniel was like, yeah, I'm still with her, but you know, Issa stays at my house sometimes. So the sister was like, so the door with you and Issa is closed, or like, how y'all rocking right now? Like, who closed that door, you or Issa? Because that does honestly make a difference. And if I remember correctly, Issa's the one who closed the door because Daniel wasn't ready for a relationship at the time. And Daniel's like, look man, I just came to get my guitar. So then his sister's like, okay, so who's gonna watch the baby, Issa or Vanessa? And it kind of, their back and forth conversation, like Issa and Daniel were in a relationship, but the fact that the sister never really said anything bad about Daniel, never said anything bad about Issa, kind of makes me wonder if the sister was feeling their relationship, like, you know, did she want them to work out or something back in the day? I don't know. Hopefully the sister comes back up in the season, because Daniel is now the series' most prominent male character. Hopefully we get to see more of his family and his life. That was something we didn't get to see with Lawrence. So I'm just hoping that they expand Daniel's character more so that we can see both sides of both characters, you know? Because when Lawrence was on the show, all we saw was the deadbeat Lawrence, and we got to see both sides of Issa. I want to see both sides of Daniel with his chocolatey. So back at Daniel's house, he's vibing to, you know, some type of track that he made, and Issa just happens to pop in and see him, you know, vibing out. And she pours herself a drink, and she was like, was that you playing guitar on your live track? And he was like, yeah, it is. You know, you all observe it now. And they share a funny moment, and then he awkwardly goes in for a kiss. Don't really know what he was thinking at that moment, because that was not in my opinion, that wasn't like a kiss-worthy moment. She swerves the kiss, and she says she does not think they should do this. I'm completely with her. She says they should be on some do better type shit. And he's like, look, Lisa. He like, look, Issa, I'm confused. Of all the places you could have stayed, you chose to stay here. Why? And Issa was like, yeah, I did, but not for this. And Issa's like, I don't care who you fuck. I just need a heads up so I don't have to be here when you have your little female friends over. So he was like, okay, then why are you really staying here? And she says, because I need a place to stay and you're close to my job. I thought I was staying here as a friend, and I thought we'd always at least have that friendship. And he says, yeah. He literally just says, yeah, like that's it. And she looks down at her glass. She's so freaking awkward. She looks down at her glass like, is this glass getting heavy? She walks off like, man, this glass is getting heavy. Is it daylight savings time? I'm starting to get sleepy with her little awkward self. So we cut to Molly. She's in the kitchen getting some hair from Drew. Okay, Molly. They wake up in the morning. They all post-coital and glowy. And he's like, what you got going on today? And she's like, I'm still negotiating with my contract, you know, with my new law firm. I'm trying to get them to meet my terms. And his wife calls. Dum, dum, dum. The wife calls. And he's like, yeah, I'm still at Molly's. Me and Molly are looking at him like, your wife knows exactly where you are. You cannot pay me to believe that Dro is in an open marriage. He's not. I told y'all last season that nigga was not in an open marriage. Y'all can believe that shit if you want to. I ain't gonna believe it. So then Molly gets up and starts to put on a robe like, look, are we just friends or are we fuck buddies? Dro is like, what do you want us to do, Molly? And Molly says, I think we should just fuck, you know, not spending the night, no buddy shit. And he says, okay, he cool with that. She's like, okay, well, you should leave. But my thing is, Molly, if you're truly okay with just being fuck buddies with Dro, why do you even care what his opinion is? Why did you even ask him, what are we doing? If that's what you truly want, then you lay it out there like, look, this is what it is, and nothing else. So I never cared too much about the scenes with Issa at work, you know, the whole "we got y'all" thing, but they always have some type of underlying social commentary. So the scenes of her at work are pretty important. But she's on the phone she's calling different schools and trying to get them to partner with her program. And she's on the phone with one school, and like the principal or whoever the point of contact is says, your logo's racist and they don't want to partner with "we got y'all" anymore. Which, when they panned in on the logo is black silhouettes of, I'm assuming, children, and it's like a hand like holding up those it's a white hand holding up the black silhouettes. So that in itself just kind of gives off the whole white savior complex thing, you know. And so she's talking to another school, and she asks, why don't y'all partner with us? And he says, your brochure features all black kids and there's only one black employee. And Issa's like, yeah, that's me. And another school that she called said the curriculum is too Eurocentric and it doesn't cater to their demographic. So she brings all of these concerns back to her boss, Joanne, and Joanne is like, did I tell you I wanted their feedback? Because if I did, I would have kept you in the field. It's like every time there's an issue, you're always involved. So why don't you figure out why that is if you want to be all helpful to me and shit? You're overstepping your boundaries. And me and Issa are just looking like, okay, we don't gotta help you develop your little program there, which a savior complex, okay? The hell? Right at that moment, Daniel texts her, heads up. That's all he says in the text message, heads up. And Issa just texts back, thanks. Meaning he probably got another chick over. So Molly's in the nail salon and Dro calls. Hey, you know, just to say, hey, what's going on? How did your contract negotiations go? And Molly's like, look, nigga, everything went good, but you do not need to be calling me. We not doing this. No phone calls. Keep it cool, you know? And he's like, you know, if everything went well, you know, let's go celebrate. And after little to no fight, Molly agrees to meet him. Stay strong, Molly. Stay strong. You got it, homegirl. I know you can do better, bitch. So later, Issa's still driving Lyft, and she hits Molly up in between rides, and she's like, hey, do you want to ride with me while I do Lyft? And Molly's like, fuck it, why not? Why are we even doing this anyway? And Issa's like, Daniel got a girl over, so I can't really go home right now. And Molly's like, damn, Daniel, back at it again with the fucking... Y'all keep forgetting that Daniel is single. Like, I don't even know if Molly thinks that Issa has feelings for Daniel. I think just as a supportive friend, Molly felt that she had to say something like that. But at the end of the day, like, they're both single. Like, they can do what they want. Like, Daniel can fuck whoever he wants in the house that he pays all the rent in. I don't see the problem. So Issa is trying to turn her Lyft into a party Lyft. She's all like geeked about it. She's trying to turn party Lyft into a thing. So she picks up two girls that, you know, she's taking them to the club or whatever. And they give her 5 stars and they say she reminds them of their auntie. Ouch. She texts Daniel to see if the coast is clear yet. And he doesn't respond. They pick up a fine ass nigga. His name is Nathan. And then after him, they pick up a big ass nigga. And they're all, you know, all 4 of them are in the car together. Big dude likes Capri Suns. He starts rolling a blunt and she's like, excuse me, sir, could you not do that in here? You know, in her nicest, weakest voice. And he like, nah, y'all good. And then he proceeds to roll his blunt. Nathan, the smaller dude, mind you, Nathan and old dude have like they're in completely different weight classes. And so Nathan's like, yo, the lady asked you nice, you know, could you not roll that up in here? Could you not smoke in here? And he was like, I thought y'all bitches was trying to party. Like, what's up? Molly's like, oh no. And Issa's like, tell him off, tell him off. Old dude, little dude, proceeds to whoop big dude ass. And he definitely gets the best of them. But as they're in the car, Issa literally starts screaming. She's like, ah! Screaming like a freaking damsel in distress. and she's swerving all over, and Molly's like, pull over, pull over. She's like, I can't, I get a ticket. And she's just so awkward under pressure. It is hilarious. So little dude is in the backseat beating the brakes off a big dude. Issa finally pulls over. When she does, little dude, Nathan, I don't know why I keep calling him little dude. I know his name. His name is Nathan. So anyway, he gets out the car and he starts running down the street like, look, I can't stay. I can't catch a case. I gotta go. And they ask the big dude, you know, like, hey, are you okay? And he's like, oh, my eyes. You know, like, little dude fuck big dude up. And so Issa's just like, dang. I have a feeling that that's not gonna be the end of Nathan, the little dude. Because first of all, we know his name, and then he wound up leaving her, a huge tip. He left her a $50 tip at that. So Issa comes back to Daniel's house really late. Daniel's wide awake on the couch watching TV, and she says, dang, you couldn't even text me back last night to let me know like the ghost was clear. Like I thought that was a thing, you know, I thought that was something we were doing. And Daniel's like, oh, my bad, I fell asleep. I'm sure that was some hours ago. When you woke up, you couldn't text the girl and be like, yeah, my bad, fell asleep, but yeah, the coast is clear. Okay, nigga. So she says, you've been letting me stay here for free, and I'm grateful, but not gonna lie, I still have feelings for you. And I care that you're messing with other girls, especially right in front of my face. And he like, man, I'm confused. Like the last time we had this conversation, you said that I was close, that you were staying here because I was close to your job. And now you say you got feelings. Like, what is going on? And she's like, man, it's both. I came here because I knew you'd be here, and I need someone like that in my life right now. Don't act innocent like you don't know you fucking other girls in here while me and you have history. Like you're doing that on purpose. You're trying to get a rise out of me. And he literally, after she says that, he literally just says, and then walks off and closes the door. To what? Like, Issa said a lot in that moment. Like, you know you messing with other girls, or am I just the fall guy? Am I just your rebound? Are you just using me for a place to stay? Because he's letting her stay there rent free. It's like, what's up? So I don't know. Anyway, Molly, we cut to Molly. She's at home, and Dro still has a key to her house, and he winds up letting himself in. Molly comes into the living room like, so you just letting yourself in now? He's like, yeah, I got a key. So then they kiss, but Molly's like, I'm gonna need my key back, playboy. And he's like, for what? And she's like, because it's mine. I'm trying to do things better. You have access to me whenever you want. And I'm trying to set some boundaries. I'm just trying to do things better because now I know better. Just because you and your wife got some messy shit going on, don't mean I want my shit like that. And he's like, don't talk about what me and my wife do. I'm sorry, Mr. Open Marriage. Open marriage. He gives her the key and he bounces. In this moment, I was proud of Molly for sticking to her guns, setting those boundaries. I'm sure she forgot all about the key until he actually used it. Overstepping his boundaries. Had he not overstepped his boundaries, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have even asked for the key back. But because he's pushing it, he about to get his feelings hurt this season, and I am glad. I am proud of Molly. So the theme of this season, I'm assuming, is gonna be know better, do better. Do y'all think Issa and Molly and whoever else is doing better? Like, I wonder, does that apply to all the characters or just Molly and Issa? Either way, I see that Molly's doing better. Issa, in a way, might be kind of backsliding, I guess, because I don't know, has she always been a hot mess like Molly? I think so. I'm pretty sure. Actually, yeah, she has. Okay, so yeah, let me just go ahead and say that I think Molly is progressing. I don't see any progressing with Issa. Her personal life and her career, they're all kind of sliding backwards, while Molly's is progressing. And yeah, that's gonna suck. But it'll be nice to see how things play out for the whole season. It was a good episode. I just didn't feel like we got enough. I would grade it a very, very low B minus. It had some cute moments, but it just gave me Seinfeld tease. You know, it just gave me like it's a show about nothing for real, when it's really not. It's not. But this episode, again, it was a season opener. Everything was tied up in a nice little bow last season. So this season they can't help but to start off fresh and get to a running start. So yeah, make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next week.